Let's start with our political editor, Andrew Clennell. And it's been a busy day in Canberra, not all of it in the House of Representatives, with the RBA governor in town and being grilled today.
Yeah, well, Kieran, I would say expect an interest rate rise next Tuesday. The monthly inflation figure out today has gone up from 6.3 to 6.8%. The government's pointed out the monthly figure is more volatile, less reliable than the quarterly figures, but it's not going the right direction, is it? So, and has inflation peaked or not? Is the question. The Reserve Bank governor was up at estimates today, and he warned of a 10% increase in rents, causing further inflation this year. He also suggested people could start house sharing. Reminds me of my days living in London, frankly. But of course, rent rises are fuelled by interest rate rises, so all this becomes a bit chicken and egg.
We're expecting growth in rents in as measured in the CPI to be kind of around close to 10%. Population's increasing by 2% this year. Are there 2% more houses? No. The higher prices do lead people to economise on housing, don't they? Kids don't move out of home because the rent's too expensive, or you decide to get a flatmate or a housemate. That's the price mechanism at work. We need more people on average to live in each dwelling, and prices do that.
Well, Dr Lowe was complaining again during this committee hearing about a lack of productivity in the economy, which he indicated needed to occur, that productivity, to allow wages to rise without inflation also rising.
There was a private meeting with the House Economics Committee, so I don't want to talk about the specifics of that meeting. I'm old-fashioned. If a meeting's private, from my side, it stays private. Nominal wage growth has not been the source of inflation. I want to make it clear. The problem is weak productivity growth. Over the last 3 years, there has been no increase in the average output produced per hour worked in Australia. No increase for 3 years. No productivity growth for 3 years. And that's a problem.
And he was talking about a private session with MPs from the Economics Committee that was leaked last week, where he raised these same issues. Now, frankly, Philip Lowe's comments confirm to me what I've been thinking for some time, that we are about to cop another rate rise next week. Dr Lowe told the committee that what the Reserve Bank is doing at the moment with interest rates is, in his words, painful but necessary. He says that's because without interest rate rises, you get higher inflation, eventually higher interest rates and higher unemployment.
I know the higher interest rates at the moment are very unpopular and they're hurting people. You know, I know it's really tough, but we, in our board discussions, think of the alternative. If we had not increased interest rates broadly as we have, inflation would be higher for longer, expectations would adjust, would become entrenched, and the end result would be even higher interest rates, more pain and more unemployment. The other way that you could reduce aggregate demand at the moment is to increase taxes or reduce government spending. That's hard.
So what about
it's easier for us to increase interest rates. So that's the assignment of responsibility.
And Dr Lowe said the reason the Reserve Bank had adjusted its target for reducing inflation to 3% out to 2025 was because it wanted to hang on to the low unemployment that has come from the pandemic. Eventually, they want to land the plane slower and more smoothly when it comes to inflation.
Our current central forecast is that the headline inflation rate returns to 3% in mid-2025. We want to do what we can to preserve those gains in the labour market, and we've decided to pursue a course back to 3% inflation, but that's a fairly kind of balanced course, and we don't want to disrupt the labour market by more than we can.
The RBA governor also condemned PwC's actions generally, but confirmed it was consulting to the bank on the matter of staff being allegedly underpaid.
We're as appalled as you are. The use of private information of this sort for commercial gain is wrong. It destroys trust. As you know, it's unacceptable. There has been underpayment of people when they've been leaving the bank.
Have you hired a consultant to help you with that?
We have.
And who is that?
We hired PwC to help us
PwC.
go through that.
And Philip Lowe, who we all know that his term finishes in September, finished with this comment.
Okay.
And we look forward to seeing you at estimates in October.
Well, perhaps. We'll see.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck with that, Philip Lowe.
Yeah.